Hey guys, so it's pissing with rain right now, which shows me that winter is on its way, even though we're only about halfway through April. Today is my last day of school for the term. I don't know if we still have terms, but I'm going to call it a term. And I've decided to not go in because I'm not going in this fucking weather. You must be. I mean, you can see it outside the windows. It's terrible. It's going to be raining the entire day. And today I took a little drive. Instead of going to school, I just went for a little drive. And, I was thinking, like, I keep doing things at the last minute, right? And it's been a problem, right, that many people have faced and they are facing. And I think it's just because I'm scared that if I do everything the minute I get it, there's two things that I'm worried about. The first thing, which is probably not the reason, but it probably has some impact, is that if I have nothing to worry about, I'm gonna become bored and therefore depressed, right? Because I feel like I have nothing to do, nothing to stress me out. I almost invite stress, right? Because that's the thing. It's artificial stress where our ancestors, for example, stress and fear was very real for their lives. Their lives were in danger, but nowadays we don't have that, so we make artificial stress. You can look this up. This is a real thing. You make problems to worry about because psychologically you need something to worry about, right? And if I complete my assignments, I have nothing to worry about. Secondly, I feel like I'm more concerned with prolonging my day, like how long my day is and how long it feels. I'm more worried about that than having a good productive day, even if it is short, right? I'm for some reason I feel like quantity over quality is the way to go subconsciously, which I don't really know why. I mean, it's not a good thing and it doesn't make sense. Logically speaking. And that's the one way you can combat it is by giving it logic, right? As soon as you demythalize your feelings and actually like look at them objectively, just analyze them. Like, don't attach any feelings to them. Like, you can genuinely just like tell yourself, I'm a weed addict, and if you are, then that's that. Then you just have to admit that fact. There's no point in lying to yourself, right? But to demythalize it, you first have to acknowledge it, right? So for me, I have to acknowledge that I'm very bad with deadlines. I do it on the last day, regardless. And now I wonder why. And the natural response is, well, I don't want to do it as soon as I get it because you start making like shit up for yourself, dude. Like, I mean, it could be anything. Like, oh, I didn't do it the day I got it because I was really busy, and I didn't do it that week because I just felt quite stressed and I didn't really have time to do it. It's subconsciously pushing the moment you do it further and further along so that you can feel that stress. You know, it's and it's not just that example, but it's like, let's just say you just never go to group runs that you signed up to, right? Because my running isn't good enough. I won't be able to compete. I don't know anyone going. I'm not even that good at running, right? People are gonna make fun of me. It's not real. It's not real. You're making that shit up to create problems, right? Just notice it whenever. Just think of something like that is stupid that you're worrying about, and think about why you're worrying about it, and then just look at the excuses you make for yourself. It's so silly. It is so fucking silly. And another thing, completely like different topic, but I've been really really bad with my screen time. I'm gonna need to take this chino out, bro. I've been really really bad with my screen time, and it's incredible how you realize your screen time usage is bad, and then like you go and scroll on your phone, right? And I saw this video while scrolling, doom scrolling, while high, um, and it talks about in the 20th century, for example, you got power from taking land. Land was the resource that gave you power, exploration, discovery, and all that. But nowadays, everything's being discovered, everything's being conquered. So land is not uh, uh, a beneficial opportunity for most people. So you look for the next thing, right, that makes you money. And it's your attention. You all know that the reason Instagram, TikTok, all these social media apps are free is because they steal your data, they steal your attention, right? Blah 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 blah. It's very dystopic, but you know this, and your attention is the new currency, right? Is how they garner power, and the reason why we see social media being such a huge problem nowadays in terms of usage and screen time usage is that in modern day capitalism, specifically these companies, right? No, I'm going to say modern day capitalism with shareholders, the purpose of a business is to grow. If a business can never stagnate and be okay, right? The whole point of companies now is to bring shareholders more value. That is quite literally it. And you can't bring more value if you're stagnant. So therefore, businesses are built to keep growing, and that is how a cancer lives. The businesses nowadays, mega corporations, have the same ideology and the same life cycle of cancer. They just grow for the sake of growing, and that's not their fault. It's the system, right? I'm not saying they're not evil and they haven't done bad things, right? But it's, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Even though they're keeping the game alive. I don't want to get into the whole complexities, but it is the system. That is how the system works. And you can't blame someone for starting a business, right? It goes incredibly well, and eventually it goes fucking sideways and everyone hates it because it grew too much. Profit is the only thing that matters in a business nowadays. And once you realize that is why you are so addicted to your phone. Like you don't even have to know how, right? But for me, as soon as I found out why, it kind of just, I don't know. I'm more incentivized now to put a timer, right, on my TikTok and my Instagram. I'm more incentivized. I'm more informed. No more am I ill-informed on presumptions that are made without evidence, right? So if you're watching this, like I don't know, it kind of like takes the power away from it, because you're like, why can't I get away from my phone? Why can't I stop watching social media? Why do I have 8 hours of screen time a day? You don't need to know how. You just need to know why, and you just need to realize that, these companies have been doing this for decades, right? And their entire business model is to capture my attention. So of course they're going to get better at it, and they have. Right? You demythalize it. That's the minute you're saying, God, I don't know how they do it, and you realize why they do it. The how doesn't matter. You just know that they've done it, right? And they're gonna keep getting better at it. So that's my take. You know what the funny thing is? I try to upload another new video. Like I wasn't gonna upload the previous one and just do another one. And I was like, fucking let me upload that one from days ago, and then upload this at the same time, but a couple hours later, right? Fuck it, I don't care. But yeah, I've been on the other hand, I have been really, really slacking with my gym. Not really cardio. I've been good with cardio, but it's just my going to the gym and weightlifting has been really, really bad. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's been really, really bad. And again, I think somehow I don't want to feel that feeling of I've done everything I should have, because I'm still scared of changing as a person, right? I don't like not knowing how I will feel in the future, right? So if I've done everything, and this was actually, this is what happened when I was still depressed, is that I tried to, start doing good things again, and I'll do that. I'll do everything that I set out to do in a day, and the feeling I would be left with was a bit empty, a bit hollow, right? Not even it's not as good as you expect, as I've talked about the linear and the exponential, right? Expectations versus reality. It's not even that. I just felt kind of shit, right? So that kind of showed me that there wasn't any reason to complete all my things, because I'd feel shit anyways. And there's a multitude of things that, I kind of want to do this now. As soon as this video ends, I'm just going to have a chat to myself. But as soon as you just you rationalize things, it becomes so much easier to even now, man, before I've even done anything about it, I feel calm. Like, I feel nice. Like, when I get home, I'm gonna do my assignment that's due at 12 tonight instead of doing it at 9 p.m. Right? It's like, how do I put this? I've been rereading The Laws of Human Nature, right, by Robert Greene. You remember the whole like Sigma phase and, dark psychology and all of that, bro. That's the reason why I bought those books. But holy shit, bro, they are actually really interesting. It shows you how not great intentions can still bring good things, right? Um, anyway, but I've been rereading it every morning. I'll tell you my morning routine. I wake up, I make my bed, I brush my teeth, I get my coffee, I put it in a Zyn, coffee there, sip, go take a massive shit, and then I read on the toilet, and then sometimes I'll just, I'll read outside on the deck, and my cats will come to sit on my lap. See, that's nice. I feel like my mornings, I have to say, are really, really good. I'm proud of how I've done my mornings. But I've been rereading that, and it talks about Pericles in ancient Athens when uh, a lot of politics in ancient Greece is a lot like now, where everything was based on your charisma and how much you can hype the people about, how good things are going to be. Not really facts or evidence based or calm logic. It's a big parade, right? I don't know if you've noticed that, especially with American politics, which I'm not going to get into America. Fuck America. No, fuck off. But it was a big show, right? And Pericles was a man of reason, and he brought calmness and logic to Athens. It went into an age of prosperity, all that, and eventually, obviously, it fucking ended, right? Because nothing good stays, nothing bad stays either. Don't take that as the opposite. But his main thing was giving rationality to our rational emotions, because politics back then and now is largely run on hyping up and therefore emotions, right? A big circus, a big parade, a big show, emotions. So it's giving rationality to your emotions so that they don't control you, right? I feel like, me included, and I don't feel like this is talked about enough, is that we feel like our emotions are almost like a mirror, right? We mistake our emotions for reality, right? If I'm feeling angry then at someone, then that person has done me wrong. For the most part, that's what a lot of people think. And I don't, in the spur of the moment, right, when you're really heated, this person has done me wrong, even if they haven't, right? Because you mistake your emotions for fact, right? That's it from me, guys. High key. What's the? I can't even check the time. My clock on my radio, on my fucked up radio. I don't even have a Bluetooth radio, bro. I have to use one of these, man. Fucking, I'm gonna mod the shit out of a Scott, dude. I can't wait. But anyway, I can't see the time on it anymore. It stopped giving me the time. Let me check again. Stopped giving me the time, unfortunately. So, but anyway, that's it from me, guys. I hope you guys have a blessed day further, and I hope you guys are having better weather than me. I actually love this weather. I love rain, so I'm not complaining. Cheers, guys.